Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. Welcome to the Starting 11 show. Arsenal are playing Zurich in the Europa League, the first game of the Europa League. We're back in Europe and we're obviously looking forward to discussing that. Before we go into it, there is some news that is kind of, going on the TVs at the moment and going around social media. We're keeping up with the news around the Queen's health. At the moment we understand that she's, in bad health and apparently family are being flown in. But of course, if there are any updates around all that, we will be, keeping you guys up to date regardless of the football being on and all that. We will be commenting on it. And of course, any breaking news, we will address it, but we wish her all the best. And I'm here with the panel. We've got Lee, Robbie and Stricto. Welcome, guys. Some somber news to start on there.
I can't believe it. It's just really, really sad. But yeah, praying for the Queen. Can't believe it though. I guess, she's 96, so we all know that these days are going to arrive when you start to get to that age. But when somebody's just been part of your
whole
life since you were born, it's still a bit of a shock, So
70 years. 70 years she's
70
been
years.
The Queen.
Incredible.
So, it's going to be a massive change now, isn't it? So,
well, look, as we mentioned, we're sort of keeping up to date as far as we know at the moment. BBC News are running the story that they're keeping updates on her health. They said the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are expected to travel to Balmoral today, where she is at the moment. So, of course, any updates we will let you know. But there's a game to talk about. We're going to, we've got an hour and a half till kickoff or so. Arsenal are playing Zurich. That is the opening game of the Europa League group stage. And I think a lot of it is, the question of what we're going to see today. I think some rumours coming out that we're going to potentially be seeing quite a strong first 11. Stricto, is that what you'd want to see from Arsenal?
Yeah, I want to bounce back. I want the confidence, straight back in. I think we all know the best way to recover from a defeat is a game straight away. So I want to see the best team out there, and also
the best team.
Yeah, not all the rugby, but I also want to see the ones I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
The your Marquinhos, who else has Vieira? I actually want to see him starting. But yeah, why not? Have a strong lineup.
Lee, you going full strength?
No.
Not at all?
No. I don't think we need to. I think this is a group we should get through. It's not like the Champions League where you've got every game's tough, this is a time where we can take advantage as well. I know it sounds silly, but the teams in and around us, Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea and all that, have got to play strong sides because the games are hard. We can maybe rest 2 or 3, and I think that's what they're doing. And also, I think Arsenal brought this on a little bit themselves because we have such a thin squad. If you have a look at all those other teams, have got big, strong squads, haven't they? We haven't got that. So we're going to have to play a few of our first team players tonight, but I expect us to rest at least 3 or 4.
Well, Robbie, you made a good point yesterday in the, I think it was the Predict 11 show, where you were basically sort of saying, well, oh God, as I was making that point, I've been so distracted by what's going on, I managed to forget my point. You're talking about sort of going quite strong, and the fact that maybe we can kind of just get this done early, potentially. We can
I feel it's like these guys were both saying, a mixture. So some strong first team players in there, guys and some guys with a bit of experience. Like I say, Granit Xhaka, he's going back to Switzerland. That's his turf. I think he should start, and get the job done. Because I feel that if we win our first 3 games in the Europa League, it's more or less wrapped up. And then if you start to look after that, some of the games coming after that, like Man City, Tottenham, so let's try and get as many of these games wrapped up before then. Now, Zurich, they haven't even won a game this season. They're second from bottom in their league. This is a chance for, they've lost all their, a lot of their key players from last season. I really do feel this is a game we should be winning.
That sounds like all the recipe for Arsenal to come and lose.
Listen, come on, man. We should be winning these games, and even with some of those players that are gonna that I'd expect to play, like Eddie Nketiah, great game for him to play in. Vieira, I like the look of Vieira when he came on the other day.
Impressive, wasn't he?
Turner in goal. It's a chance for them to shine. And, continue winning, but I really don't want to see too many first team players risked because we've got a tough game at the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
They're Everton. You know, we saw them the other day against Liverpool. You know what I mean? A really dogged, really tough team. Yeah. They'll be ready. They'll be fresh. So
yeah, I agree with you.
You know, I don't really want to see guys like Saka playing, to be honest. You know, I'd like to see him get a rest. I'd like to see Jesus get a rest, Zinchenko, these sort of guys get a rest. But I think there's enough there. I mean, you are right. Our squad could be a bit, you know, we've got injuries there. But there are enough players there to get this job done against Zurich.
Yeah, well, Vetva agrees with you, says Vieira and Marquinhos need to start. Let's touch on Vieira, because we've got some numbers here, which we also mentioned in the preview, so forgive me if you've seen the preview, so you've seen what we're talking about here. But in the 16 minutes he played against Man United, 21 touches, 2 successful dribbles, and 1-2 visuals as well. He was very involved, and at that point, what did he come on at 2-1, but we conceded very quickly. So it was a tough ask for him at 3-1 down at Old Trafford, his first minutes for Arsenal, but he didn't shy away from it.
No, he was, you know, he weren't hiding, very active. Did he have a shot in that stat?
I don't think
like
he had a shot, but he wasn't on target, wasn't he? He just went over the bar, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
I felt like
putting a good pass as well to, I don't know who it was now.
Yeah, McTominay cut it out though. Yeah.
But he looked positive. He looked energetic. You know, and which is, you know, very good. You know, very good show in such a obviously bad conditions for us that day. He looked positive. I want to see more of it. Listen. The problem we was having in that game was us not shooting, and he just came on and was on the shooting thing. So I want to see more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you like the look of him, Lee?
Yeah, I do. I do like the look of him. I thought he was very, very impressive. Listen, it was a bad day, wasn't it, on Sunday? But
tell me about it.
But yeah, but he was one of the shining light. I know he only come on for 15, 16 minutes, but what I see him, I thought, you know, like in the heat of the battle, he looked good, looked like he wanted the ball, looked physically strong as well for a little fella.
Yeah.
So,
are we going to learn anything today about Vieira and the way Arteta sees him? For example, if he were to play him on the right wing and Saka gets a rest and Odegaard starts, maybe we learn that there's room for both of them in the team. I'm wondering what we're going to take away from this.
I think it's a very, very interesting starting 11, because the one thing that I want to know is where he's actually going to play, because I think at the moment where he play, all the positions are like it's a clean slate at the moment, because I don't think Jesus is going to play. So where are you actually going to play him? Is he going to play him in the Odegaard role, or is he going to play him out wide? It'd be very, very interesting.
You can play anywhere across the front three, I reckon.
Well, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see where
as
they
well
actually
as
see him.
In the Odegaard.
See him, yeah, as seeing him where he starts. So I'm very, very interested for that one.
Yeah. See, what I'm looking for
I don't think
tonight,
he'll start on the right though, because Marquinhos will play there.
Well, that's the thing. If Marquinhos starts, then he'll probably play more central. Where it's interesting for me and Fabio Vieira is, I like Odegaard a lot. I actually think he started the season quite well, especially the last couple of games. But he doesn't have that. He doesn't run at players, does he, Odegaard? I wonder if Vieira's going to have that to his game. That little bit of, you know, I'm not saying he's going to have blistering pace, but can take 2 or 3 players on and maybe look a little bit more effective from wide areas. Hope that's something we see.
Yeah, you want to see effectiveness and you want to see difference. You know,
yeah, difference between him and Odegaard. You don't want him to be the exact same player,
but you want him to be effective in whatever he's bringing.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That's what I want. Essentially, I want to see. But I would love to see more on the inside. I think on the wings, I like to either see Marquinhos or Reece Nelson. I know he's in the squad.
No, Reece is still out.
Is he still out?
Yeah,
he's still out.
Okay, then that puts that to bed. Then in that case, then Marquinhos, because I think. We've let Pepe go, haven't we? So, you know, it'll be good to see kind of like what else we have. So, but I would like to see Vieira more on the inside and attached to the wings.
It's you know, Vieira, when they're describing him and they're saying the type of player he's like, he often gets described to Bernardo Silva at Man City. So I'm hoping
it's not bad. I'm
hoping he is. And if he is a sort of similar type of player to that, Bernardo Silva can play in it. He roams around, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's played out wide a few times.
And he comes in.
I remember the 18-19 or 17. I think it was 18-19 season. He was City's starting right winger. He got in there ahead of Leroy Sané, and Sterling was moved out. So, you know, you can have, not every wide player has had blistering pace, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how Arteta uses him. Max says, hopefully we win 3-1. And then the other thing I was going to touch on is Eddie Nketiah. We'll get to some of your comments as well in a sec. I'll filter them through. I want to touch on Eddie Nketiah because I think
Big game.
His cameos, I think, have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the Villa and Fulham one in particular, two different jobs. Fulham was to come and try and get us a goal, and Villa was to kind of hold the ball up and basically buy us a bit of time, win some fouls. Got some numbers here on him. He's only averaged 15 minutes per game this season, which just shows you how little time he is getting for these appearances. But he's averaging a shot per game, which isn't bad. It's difficult to come on and get involved. He's averaging a shot per game, 0.8 successful dribbles per game, and 1.5 duels won per game. So he's getting involved. I think his cameos. Yeah, I think his cameos. He has shown that. It's so silly because we're only talking about 15 minutes here. I know the opposition's been whatever it's been, but I think he's shown that he's got a maturity above what he's had in previous years. Personally, don't know if you'd agree with that, Robbie.
No, definitely. And he, I've said this many a times on here, right? That he looks stronger this season. He looks like he's bulked up. When I saw him over in the States, you remember we saw him, right? He's been in the gym, man.
I saw some pictures.
And he's looking quick and he's looking sharp.
Yeah.
And he has looked really good when he's come on. The only thing is that he ain't scored, right? Now, obviously it's hard to score. You only get 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there. This is a big opportunity for him tonight. Now, I expect him to start the game. I'll be shocked if he doesn't start the game, right? This is the game now we can start to get on the score sheet, right? Because what it's like as a striker. At the moment, everybody's saying, he's done some nice cameos. He's come on, he's played 4 games? And these nice little cameos, 15 minutes. But what happens is, in a few games' time, that turns into, he hasn't scored in 6 games.
Yeah.
And people forget that it was only a 15-minute cameo here. So he wants to get on the score sheet. And plus for confidence as well. And it's good for the team. If he goes there tonight and he bangs 3 goals, let's just say, I'm not saying he's going to do that, it's a difficult thing to do, but let's just say he got a hat-trick. Then all of a sudden, Mikel Arteta might have a little issue for the weekend. He might be like, this guy's on form, he's on fire, do I start him? So that's the opportunity that this Europa League thing throws up for some of these players. Marquinhos, if you go and you have a great game where everybody says, hey, you know what? Start him now, he should start now.
Well,
the one I always remember, right, when you always think about it, in the Europa League, even though it's not going to be a name that's very popular around here, and you included, right? Especially. But where did Harry Kane make his name for Tottenham? He made his name in the Europa League. I always remember it because he weren't getting in. Tottenham were going to sell Harry Kane. Tottenham, he came back off loan, wasn't it, from Leicester or something, or Southend or something like that. They were going to sell him. And what was that guy they had?
Salgado.
Salgado. And
he wasn't scoring.
He couldn't hit a barn door.
Salgado, yeah. Good.
And then they bought in Harry Kane in the Europa League, and he started banging in the goals. And then that's how he got into the first team. And, he never looked back. So this can throw up an opportunity for Eddie Nketiah, for Marquinhos, for Fabio Vieira.
Well, are we ready for the lineup? Because while Arsenal haven't announced it, they always announce it now before kickoff. UEFA have on their websites. Thank you to everyone in the comments who was prompting me to go into that direction. Are we ready for the team?
Ready.
In goal,
Turner.
Matt Turner.
Okay.
Matt Turner
See
starts.
if we can get it right. Go ahead, get it.
At right back,
Tomiyasu.
Cedric.
Tomiyasu.
Okay.
Cedric in trouble.
He don't know nothing. His information, right? He's on UK gold time.
I'm still on Nigeria time.
Centre backs,
Holding.
Holding.
Gabriel. And Gabriel. Left back,
Tierney.
Kieran Tierney.
That's exactly
I've
what
got
I've said
everything
before.
right
So
so far.
Do you remember our predicted 11?
Yeah.
Holding midfielder,
Lokonga.
Lokonga. Alongside him,
Xhaka.
and
Xhaka, Vieira.
Fabio Vieira.
I was going to say, I don't think
Front
Xhaka
three,
will play.
Marquinhos.
Eddie.
Eddie's there.
Marquinhos,
Eddie in the middle.
Eddie, and
Martinelli.
Martinelli.
I got that. Hey, listen. Watch the predicted 11 show.
No, watch
I got
it.
that spot on every player.
Hold on,
I was there as
There's
well.
one missing.
Player.
There's one missing.
I was with him. But
Well, there's one missing because you played two midfield players.
yeah, Xhaka, Lokonga, Vieira.
Vieira.
Xhaka's playing.
Xhaka, Lokonga, Vieira.
Oh, right, yeah.
No,
Okay.
listen,
There you go.
me up.
Mikel's
Can I just
watching.
say,
That's
genuinely,
spot on.
go watch the predicted 11.
Predicted
Every
11.
single one
Every
of them
single one.
was correct. Although I did have to wrestle in Tomiyasu. But
we did actually
We didn't
start
know,
by
yeah.
putting Cedric in, and then we took Cedric out and put Tomiyasu in.
yeah, we nailed it.
I think that's a strong team.
I think that's the right team. You know, the players I've always been most worried about are Saka and Odegaard, really, just because, okay, now we've got Vieira, but for a long time we didn't have an Odegaard type. Saka, I was worried about burnout, the amount he's played the last 2 years. And I think with Gabriel, we said, didn't we, that he might just be tempted just to give him a little bit of form and game time.
Yeah.
Confidence. Does that mean Ben White and Saliba start on the weekend then?
I don't think so. I think it's like, the last couple of games, and I did a show last night with Gunnar Lee, he's a proper hater of Gabriel. No, I'm only joking because he's in the room. But he made some good points on Gabriel, and we both sort of said that, you know what, play him in this game, man, because he had a few shaky moments.
Confidence.
He was shaky against United, and I remember that other game where you got caught in possession. Fulham. He's had a few shaky moments, so it's almost like, right, play this game and get those little moments out of you, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's right to play him. And plus, as well, I can't think of another left-sided centre-back we've got either. So.
No, I agree. Listen, we might have to be worried about officials because this super chat's coming from Noah, who says, "Oh no, just saw who the referee is for this game. Mohammed Al-Hakim is the worst ref in Sweden. Please don't have a shocking game as you always have."
Jeez, the Sweden Mike Dean.
I thought he was going to say Mike Dean. I was waiting for you to say Mike Dean.
He's also the worst ref in Sweden, as well as.
Yeah, like Lee said, can't be worse than that.
What's the referees like in Sweden? You know.
Well,
you know what, James? I agree with you on when you said the right team. You know, you're not expanding yourself too much.
Yeah.
You know, you've got guys like Robbie was saying, who this should be looked as the greatest opportunity to make a case for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Eddie Nketiah, like, how many goals has Jesus scored this season? Is it
3.
2 or 3?
3
goals.
3, yeah.
So you get your hat trick. You're on par with him this season. You give Arteta, of course, something to think about. Saka with Marquinhos. So I think, yeah, like you said, it is the right.
He's the one. I think, you know, he's the person who's got the most to gain from this game is him, Marquinhos, right?
100%.
Because Marquinhos, when they bought him originally, they said that they're going to send him out on loan. And they more or less said that he's going out on loan. He's going to need to get experience. He's raw. He's out. And then he's gone into the under-23s, and he's been brilliant. People have been raving. I remember Ty.
Like Pepe instead.
Yeah, I remember I spoke to Ty, right? He went to one of the games.
He was
2 games, and Ty was like, "Hey man, this guy's too good for the under-23. He needs to be playing the first team. He's quick, he's direct, he's strong." We saw a little glimpse of him when we was over in America.
Yeah, he looks decent.
Yeah, so I think he's got a lot to gain because if he goes and he puts in a big performance,
that's great.
He can then be understudy to Saka for.
And then suddenly we're feeling a lot more relaxed about Saka, not bringing in a winger.
Well, that's it. I think so. It's a key game, you know. For
Saka's position is probably the only one that isn't as challenged. He's almost like the first name on the team sheet, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd agree with
that. So it would be great.
No backup to him at the moment.
It would be great to have someone who can actually give a headache.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Late entertainment, but thank you very much. Freducia says very torn between betting Arsenal 2-0 or 5-0. Elite Football says, Yusuf AFTV, he had 2 shots, 1 on target. Apparently that's Fabio Vieira against Man United, apologies. Graham Potter, everyone is some people putting in that he's been announced as the Chelsea manager.
What do you think of that?
I think it's, ruthless, isn't it? Like, you know, and that's why I always say when people have a little bit of a moan about Mikel Arteta is very, very fortunate, like, you know, that you know, he's listen, Tuchel. At times people say, "Oh, you got to give him time. He's won the FA Cup." You know what I mean? I say that like Tuchel's won the Champions League, like and still don't wash.
Super Cup,
World Club Cup. But the only thing I would say with Thomas Tuchel is he wasn't their man, was he? But you know, we come in. But I would say that I had a lot more respect for him last season when he was going through all that turmoil with the takeover. I thought he'd come across really, really well. He'd get a job somewhere else. I think that he's class.
We were discussing last night and we were saying, is it bad news for Arsenal that Potter has taken over at Chelsea? Because Potter I think he's a really good manager, but I was arguing with Gunnar Lee last night and I was saying that for me, I think it's good news for Arsenal. I think Tuchel is already a top manager. I think Potter is going to have to you know, he's going to have to find his way and stuff like that.
He's no longer the underdog no more.
Yeah, and that might give us a little chance to, you know, because he's, you know, it's going to be a little transition. It's going to be we know Chelsea have got great players, but it's going to be a bit of a transition period for him, isn't it? So, could be a chance for us to maybe sneak in that top 4.
Very interesting also that he turned down Spurs to go to Chelsea, and then like a year later, he chooses Chelsea.
Oz asks, does Turner deserve an opportunity to show how he can do? It would be nice to see if we have 2 quality keepers instead of 1. I mean, I think he definitely deserves an opportunity.
Yeah, he's got. This is his time now. Like, I'll tell you what, he had a dodgy game in America, didn't he? And I think
he should have saved that. That goal.
And people were looking at that. I think it was also in Nuremberg. He didn't show.
Yeah.
He had a poor game there. So straight away, people are going to go. Oh, you know, there's doubts, there's question marks. So this is the time to erase it.
Yeah, and he'll have a lot of nerves, won't he? You know, imagine as a goalkeeper, you know, I mean, you're coming in, you big club like Arsenal, he's going to be nervous. Yeah. He's going to be really nervous. But again, another opportunity for him, and you know, he might be called upon this season. You know, it only takes an injury. Look at Everton, who were playing at the weekend. Pickford's out probably for injuries, 4 to 6 weeks. So you know, whoever their number 2 is going to have to. Funny enough, I heard them saying that they might even go into the emergency market for a keeper. So every backup keepers have to be on
Newcastle just got Loris Karius.
Yeah, Newcastle as well got Karius.
So as an emergency. The other day, though, Pickford, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Probably got injured off of that. That's a lot of work.
Looking at it and thinking, Ramsdale could actually get the England number 1, but.
A. Bobson Cisse says, you guys smashed it with a prediction. Nice one. I listened to it yesterday. Indeed, you did get it right, Robbie and James.
It's just knowledge, man. It's the fountain of knowledge, you know. That's why we don't have league judges on that show, you know what I mean?
Actually, like, Paul, the only one that really, it ain't hard to predict. We've only got 2 midfield players. Let's be honest, with Lokonga and Xhaka. Yeah.
Did you think Gabriel would start then?
I knew Holding would start.
Well, did you think Gabriel would start?
I was at, well, yeah.
You know
what? He's the only left side.
You're a liar, man. I can just tell.
I wouldn't have played. I would have actually played Ben White there because I'll be honest. No, I'll give you the reason why, because Ben White's been playing right back as a centre half, so I would have probably gone into that route. But I seen the reasons why. But you know, my big worry is with Granit Xhaka playing today. You know, if he gets injured, we are.
He's never injured.
He never gets injured.
Well, he got injured against Spurs last season, so you know.
Yeah,
so
touch wood.
Yeah,
it's a big worry for me, that is, like, you know. So who goes in there after?
But I think it's right to play him. I mean, he's going back home, Switzerland. You know, I mean, I saw a little article with him today saying that, you know, Arsenal got to respect Zurich. You know what I mean? So which we've got to do. You know,
don't forget they're not even at home, are they?
No, that's the other thing. Yeah, they're playing at St Gallen.
Yeah.
Because of the athletics, I've been told. Like
that is it. Yeah.
Oh, swear.
Yeah, very true.
Crazy.
I wanted to ask you guys about something else. A little bit, obviously, it's Arsenal related, but not quite related to the game. Is Bernd Leno's comments recently? If you haven't heard them, I've got them here. So speaking to Build, he said that in the pre-season, I saw that it's not about performance. So he was basically asked about moving on and leaving Fulham. He said, in the pre-season, I saw that it's not about performance, it is all about politics. It was clear to me I have to get out of here. When I realised that it was not about performance or quality, I knew I had to go. Which was met by a response from Arteta in his press conference. He said, I'm really surprised, and I don't know if he's talking about the politics when he was starting every match, or the politics when he wasn't playing. Really surprised about it. What do we make of these?
Can I go first? Straight after the Aston Villa game, that's when he realised that he couldn't. And I do believe there's a little bit of politics in it and everything like that.
What was the politics?
Well, he played really well against Aston Villa, and I thought Aaron Ramsdale come back straight into the team, wasn't 100% fit, and that was a day that Bernd Leno would have thought, well, I'll tell you what, I played really well at Villa. Maybe a little bit of politics, I don't know, like, you know what I mean, but I think that was it there. I don't think it was in pre-season, because he never played in pre-season.
No.
So I think that his mind was made up after that, and rightly so. If he'd have come out and said in those comments, I knew it was time to go after the Villa game, I got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it anyway, like, you know. I think he's done a fantastic job for us.
I got no problem with it, because all the time he was at Arsenal, he never whinged, he never moaned. No. When he left Arsenal,
he's obviously bitter, isn't he?
Yeah, he must be, because he was number one, and then Ramsdale,
number one.
And a good number one. Then Ramsdale comes in, and you're number two. You don't get a shout. and then they brought Matt Turner. Remember, they bought Matt Turner early as well, so it was obvious already that they were going to let him go.
Yeah.
But, you know, he left in the right way. He didn't do it like M. Martinez, when Martinez left and...
Bad mouth.
Yeah, bad mouth the team. So he's gone in the right way, and it was a bit of politics because basically they had their man, which was Ramsdale, and they wanted to bring in Turner and get him off the wage bill, and that's why he went. He's not really speaking any untruths.
I feel like he must be thinking like, you got rid of Martinez because you wanted me as your mainstay #1, and then later on, what's going on here?
Because I think what it is, they wanted somebody who's good at distributing the ball, right? And I don't know, I was at Old Trafford on Sunday, and you see the difference, right? Ramsdale, his distribution is excellent. He really distributed, apart from the one little hiccup near the end of the game, but his distribution of the ball is way better than Leno. You saw even in that game with Fulham.
Is he a better shot stopper then? I don't think so. Like his angles for the first goal were all completely.
But I think they got to factor in everything, right? And I think when they're factoring in everything,
I'm going to say this now with Ramsdale, and I like him and all that, but his goalkeeping's got to improve.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to improve. Like, you know, Arsenal fans love him because he's gone over to the Villa fans, giving it all that and all that. Like, his goalkeeping's got to improve. Yes, his kicking's really good, but the shot stopping...
I think that's harshly. Sorry.
That's harsh.
This is my issue with Leno's comments, right? When he says, in the pre-season, I saw that it's not about performance. Firstly, I don't think it was pre-season, but whatever. But also, it says it's not about performance. Even if Ramsdale came in and Leno had a worldly performance, he was unbelievable, almost looked undroppable. The reason Ramsdale's in the team is because of what he does with the ball at his feet. It is crucial. It's about getting out, it's about beating the press, it's about attacking an open space. And Arteta is clearly willing to compromise on a little bit of shot-stopping ability for someone who's better on the ball. But it's not just about that. Listen, this is the kind of thing you say, and the next thing you know, Everton are scoring from a corner. But Ramsdale's far better at commanding his area.
Yeah, but that's a foul.
Ramsdale's far better at commanding his area. Much better.
Yeah.
Look at Leno on the goal that we scored in the last.
Did you not see? Did you not see the 2 goals we scored? The 2 goals we scored against Fulham.
But we've seen him so many times. We target that.
Listen, you want my honest opinion. Do I think Ramsdale's a better goalkeeper? Yes, I do. I don't think it's about point. I think Ramsdale's a better goalkeeper than Martinez. Do I think Leno's a better goalkeeper than Martinez? Touch and go.
No, he's better.
Like, you know what I mean?
Because Martinez as well, his distribution's terrible.
But
did you watch him in that Villa game the other day?
Yeah, but I understand. I understand that from Leno's point of view, and even Martinez really's point of view, they're bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, I hear that. And then
it's not about performance. It is about performance.
They're good keepers.
Yeah,
not you, as in him. I love Bernd Leno, by the way. I actually think he's the best goalkeeper of the Emirates era. I don't think we've had a better one personally. I mean, it could be Ramsdale, but we've not had him that long. And I also think he saved us a lot. I think he was a top keeper. And I mean, with Robbie, he was an ultra professional the whole time he was at the club. But I don't really agree with that comment that it's about performance. The politics thing, I don't know. Right? I don't know what's going on behind this, so I can't comment. But say it's not about performance, that's not fair. Ramsdale was in good form, was the #1. One good game was enough to turn Arteta's head, and he clearly has other parts of his game that Leno doesn't. And let's not forget, right, Arsenal let him go for what? How much did he go for? 7 million?
Yeah.
He's a £15 million goalkeeper. We let him go to London.
I think that's
change much of his
think that's why, you know what, James? I think that's why Arteta, if you look at the way he sort of answered that back,
he was a little bit surprised.
He doesn't normally answer back things like that. He's angry about that because they did him a favour in the way they let him go. They could have said, no, you ain't going nowhere. We want 15 to 20 million for you, but they didn't. It was almost like they said to him,
They didn't get his way.
they said to themselves, you know, we're going to let you go for a cheap price for your service that you've given us, right? And they helped smooth that move. So,
go on. Lee.
No, I just feel that I feel that Ramsdale was played really well. After that Aston Villa game to the end of the season. His form dropped, and I think it was something to do with the injury. I've got to say that, like, you know what I mean. It wasn't at that level that it was. I don't think he's got back to that level that he was at the beginning of the season, Ramsdale. I don't think he has. I look at let's look at 3 goals. I'm going to pick out. I've picked out 3 goals this season. The corner, The one against
the
one
corner,
against
come on.
Leicester. No, I'm going to pick that out. The
That's
one
a
against
foul.
Leicester. The one against Man United.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
picking
a foul, the Villa
I'm
one.
picking them 3 games. Those. I think it was a foul, but
That's a
there's
foul.
3
So
games.
you're picking
3
it out.
goals.
Why are you picking it out? Don't pick out that one.
Right,
That's a
all
foul.
right, right, 2 then, right? If you want to be that 2 goals, when that first when he first come into the set team, you wouldn't be able to pick any goals.
Yeah, he's got.
The
I get what you're
Taylor
saying.
of last season, I felt like he dropped his performances.
Yeah, his level of
You think
performance
about the
dropped.
game against Liverpool at the Emirates, Jota should have saved that.
Yeah.
You know, should have saved. And from
Hey,
then,
don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
From then, he's been beaten in his near post.
Yeah, he
almost
wasn't.
every other time.
I don't think he was great at the bridge. No, listen, like Ramsdale.
Yes, Chelsea game. What was
right,
it?
Ramsdale is
He's also
not.
pulled off a
that-
lot of great saves
Yeah.
as well.
Don't get me
That's
wrong,
true.
he has. I think, like you said, like it's a factor of everything. Like his distribution does start the attacks. Do
Yeah.
you understand? Like, and I think for Arteta,
He commands his box.
That's probably more of an asset than anything else.
And he commands his
And
box.
he commands his boss. He's very vocal. Leno, if I can remember, Leno
Don't
was
underestimate that.
Leno was very quiet.
Yeah.
Leno was very
I even saw it in the
quiet.
Fulham game. He's still, I mean, he's.
Oh,
and Leno used to build up attacks really slowly.
I like.
But I love Leno.
We like Ramsdale. You know what I mean? We're
don't
not
sound
saying that
like
we
it,
ain't,
no.
but he ain't. He ain't.
Certainly don't sound like it.
No. But you've got, you know,
No,
you've
you
got to
gotta say
say.
what- yeah, you gotta say how it is,
you
man.
know what I mean? Like, everybody can be criticised and everything like. And by the way, I was very critical of Leno at times. You know what I mean? Like, and I do think
You're
we
critical
need
of everybody.
Yeah, well. Listen, but I will say about
Except
Leno.
for Eddie.
I will say about Leno. No, he's not in my good books at the minute, Eddie. But I will say with Leno at this moment, it's like I'll forgive him for that double save at Tottenham.
Yeah,
that was
That was
Do you know what I mean?
unbelievable.
Like,
That's a wonderful save.
So he can say a couple of things. Like, I won't never.
No, he still
He
still
still-
gets
I
love.
don't
from
think
you.
that's directed at
Yeah.
the club. I think that's directed at the manager of
When
the
you're
day.
saying politics, though,
You know?
you're basically implying like it doesn't matter how I played. You know, I was never going to start.
I actually think that's true, though. I don't think no matter how he played, they want him out.
if Leno became
Bernd
brilliant
Leno,
with the ball at his
Leno
feet,
was on
he'd have played.
high wages, right, at Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know, they bought in Turner,
Well,
fraction
that
of the
might be a
wages.
part
They
of it.
bought
That
in,
might be a
part
even
of it,
Ramsdale's
yeah.
not on the wages that.
So, yeah, so there's
that
probably
he's on.
politics from that
So
point of view, so-
I do think it was politics. I
But
do
is
think
that,
it
I
was.
mean, there's
it
nothing wrong
is-
with a club going, we need to trim this wage bill down. We've got a good goalkeeper.
It happens
maybe.
all the time,
Like,
so-
that's the
Yeah,
ruthlessness
but when it
of
happens
football.
to you
Yeah, and
feel-
you know-
Yeah, but like,
It's a really,
like I said, he
it's tough
got
for
his move,
goalkeepers
didn't
as
he?
well, isn't it? Because when you're a goalkeeper and you lose your place, it's not like it's really difficult to win it back. I mean, there's not
Yeah,
other
it is, yeah.
options. You know what I mean? You know, it's not like we're talking like Ben White's lost his place, but he can play it right back. You know, when you're a goalkeeper, that's it. Well, unless you're like Jordan, maybe you might have put him in midfield.
Yeah, well, I mean, so, but like George,
With the Edison thing.
very similar what George Graham's doing, what Mikel Arteta's doing, because you go back to that era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cut the wage. You know what I mean? Like Kenny Sampson went, Graham Ricks went, Charlie Nicholas went, all top
Yeah,
earners.
bringing
like,
your
you know
own
what I mean?
men.
Tony Woodcock, bringing your own men. He's done that. He'd done it with the goalkeepers and all like. They were, you know, John Lucas had won the league for us, done it, but he felt that there was someone better, and he went and got that. Now a lot of Arsenal fans didn't agree with that at the time.
Yep.
But ultimately, it proved to be the right thing. So I think that there is that little bit of ruthlessness that you've got to have, like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Touch of Awesome says, I agree with Lee. This is a good soup chat. F-Log says, crazy how much we need Xhaka compared to 3 years ago. Listen, hard to disagree with that. Whether you know,
Haven't
you can-
improved the midfield since Mikel Arteta's been here.
Yet, the midfield has improved. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Odegaard's arrived, and
Yeah,
and,
if you
that's
want to put him
something
into that
but-
unit
that
as well.
position.
I look
that
at the midfield
particular-
as those two. We've brought in Partey, who's like, you know what I mean, like it should be called part-time instead of Partey. But like, you know what I mean, that would be good. But we haven't really improved the midfield. You know, Xhaka's been there. Lukonga's like, you know, he should be on the dance floor.
That was part-time.
Part-time.
Well, he is. Come on, like, you know what I mean, like part-time.
Look, guys, we're going to round off this stream in a sec, but I do want a quick word on Emil Smith Rowe. We touched on it in the Forever Arsenal podcast. Real shame he's picked up another injury, can't play. We just, I know we said it on the show, but we love him. Like he's such a good player. He's got such great potential. When we get frustrated that he's injured, can't play, we know it's not his fault. We know he can't do anything about it. But we're disappointed because we want to see him getting those minutes and developing the way he should. But you know, there's some other youngsters. Kerjan's on the bench; he might get some minutes. You know, it depends. But he'd have been playing a game like this, wouldn't he?
Oh, he'd been playing Gade.
Yeah,
Okay.
Would have started. I think we'd have started over on that left-hand side instead of Martinelli, but
Hopefully, he
yeah.
recovers.
Unless you'd have broken down in the warm-up. You don't know, do you? Like,
He's being ruthless.
he's
no,
ruthless
I'm
today.
a massive. I'm a massive.
And he says that afterwards every time he slags someone.
No.
He then turns around and say, "Yeah,
I
like them. I like them.
I am a
massive
massive,
fan. I
massive
love
fan. Everybody knows how I feel about Smith Rowe. I'm actually gutted for him, like, you know. He would have played that. And I feel that it is a bit of a worry now that he keeps getting. I think if there's been a problem, I said it in pre-season. I said it in pre-season. He needed to have a big pre-season because of the injuries and everything like that. Didn't feature in any of the pre-season. Still has this niggling problem, which has happened since he was on England duty last season. Right. Had a good chance of going to the World Cup. He's got no chance of going to the World Cup now because of this injury. So we've got the international break coming up now, and he needs to get it sorted now. Go and see a specialist, get it sorted.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. We'll be back for the watch along. What time are we on? About?
We will be going live. I think it's at 5:15.
Well, there we go.
Quarter past five.
Not much of a lunch break, Robbie.
Lunch? Are you in a lunch?
No, lunch. Hey?
You in a lunch it?
No?
I've just realised my watch is completely off.
It's a
as
bit
well.
like,
All right, guys.
a bit like Kelechi.
Well, Kelechi was supposed to be here at 12. Supposed to be here at 12 o'clock, wasn't he? That's
Well, so he'd be saying lunch.
Yeah.
He'd be saying lunch.
Well, don't worry. You're
the only man that don't need a mic.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
No device, my brother.
My brother.
Let's try this outro one more time. You're going to see Kelechi, you're going to see Julian, a few others as well, a little bit later on the watch along. Arsenal take on Zurich in the opening game of the Europa League. You've got the starting 11, Matt Turner in goal, Tomiyasu, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney. Lokonga, Xhaka starting midfield with Vieira. Marquinhos gets a debut as well, Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Martinez. So a few players we're really excited to see
What's the
there.
Zurich team?
And thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you on the watch along a little bit later.